the players. I'm going to start with the Snake and Fixer-Upper, played by.
Ryanaga Snake is a Yuan-Ti sorcerer of the Draconic origin, and Fixer-Upper is a half-orc war priest.
I'd like to introduce Tazrath.
Tazarath is played by Surlin, and he is, as always, an evil tiefling paladin slash sorcerer.
Excellent. Melrath
Melrath is played by Starmy827, and Melrath is a Dwarven Eldritch Knight.
and Tristan.
Tristan is a kobold divination wizard.
Excellent. So, when last we left our heroes, if they so can be called, they had discovered the location of the maze engine. And when they discovered its location, they came across a wow, I've suddenly forgotten what his species was called. His name was Slaughter Tusk. Um, Slaughter
Minotaur,
Tusk.
maybe?
Naufschnee, that's who it was.
Oh,
Slaughtertuff the Naufschnee, and he had been tasked by Baphomet to protect the maze engine. Baphomet is the demonic god of the Minotaurs, and as such can traverse any maze with absolute ease. And so he apparently had been trying to keep the maze engine safe. When the party showed up, Slaughtertusk sent off a Vrock that had been with him, a demonic vulture, to alert Baphomet. Unfortunately, it seems that you all inadvertently triggered a trap for Baphomet. When he came rushing back to the maze engine, he encountered Yanogu, and the two got involved in a battle. And then, when they finally made it into the maze engine room itself, um, the party witnessed as Yunogu's flails sort of uppercutted Baphomet, and he fell backwards onto the maze engine, where his arm got caught, and the maze engine, in an attempt to free its gears, disintegrated Baphomet entirely, sending him back to the abyss. Yunogu roared in triumph and then turned himself on the party, and an extremely long fight revolved from that point, where he was constantly angling to get a better shot on the party, and you guys had excellent tactics, excuse me, in that moment. Now, what I had neglected to do last time, because we were well past our ending point, was to talk about your reward. So, in addition to characters having gained 2 levels for having defeated 2 demon lords, um, and also because it's story-wise convenient, the maze engine itself has a series of additional alignments that it needs to make. And so I need to pop over to page 188 from my little table. Here we go. We had finished off with Slippery Goo. We got that. At this point, the engine makes a loud wah sound for about 12 seconds, and it projects an anti-magic field around itself as it does so. Next, the engine makes a loud ka-chunk noise, and then groans. Oh no, wait, nope, we covered this. The engine groaned loudly. It made everybody invisible. That already happened, so I was behind on my chart. Ah, next, loud whispers emanate from the hollow interior of the engine. Each character can increase the ability score of his or her choice by 2 to a maximum of 24. So select an ability score and increase it.
I was joking last game, Alex, but thank you.
We'll take
thank you,
it.
thank you. Should I increase Ka more?
That's
That would
up to
be up
you,
to
but I'm
you.
going to continue reading so we can get through a little more of this session. Multicolored arcs of light play across the surface of the engine, and it releases a series of flying snakes, all of whom, in their confusion, tumble into the lava pit and die. Next, it emits a flash of yellowish white light. Oh, and I have to. Um, see here. I think there's a table link if I'm not mistaken. Labyrinth. Maze Engine. Effects. Nope, they did not give me any such link. All right, I'll have to go to the DMG itself. Tables. Let's see here. It'd be in chapter 7, 6, 7. Okay, ammunition, armor. Magic table item G. Okay, and the maze engine suddenly has a set of double doors that open up on its surface, and out of that rises a bronze table. And upon that bronze table appears a ring, a set of leather armor, a +2 spear, and a figurine in the shape of a bronze griffin. You may choose one item without being able to identify it any further than was described.
Can any of us make an Arcana roll to try and take a guess at what they might do?
No, because that would be discussing further than what I described.
Okay. What do you guys think?
Rings are usually pretty powerful, just saying.
Yeah, that's usually the case. I am maxed out in terms of stuff that I'm attuned to,
Mhm.
and I wouldn't be able to use the spear, but I don't know, maybe somebody else could?
Yeah, no here. I say ring too.
Yeah.
The ring pop it is.
Okay. When you reach out and take the ring, the other items disintegrate into dust, and the table rescinds itself into the inner workings. And then, sorry, that was 40, 49 to 52, 58.
What did you say the other items were?
Oh, I'm sorry. I wrote a note. There's also a particularly wicked-looking sword that was supposed to be in place of the spear. My mistake.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh
So
well.
if that changes your decision, please let me know.
What can we see if it's a long sword or a short sword?
Give me a second. I'm gonna pull up the proper entry for it.
Okay.
Actually, it can be any type of sword you want it to be.
Well,
Tazra, do you have a magic sword?
Yes, I have two, as a matter of fact.
I mean, it cannot. I feel like swords are always good, especially since like rings are nice, but rings are random. Swords, especially evil-looking ones, can never let you down.
Oh, I've got a flame tongue longsword and a +1 greatsword. So what is this other sword?
Well, you
You
won't know until you take it. That's the devil's deal right here.
What's Melrath's sword?
Dawnbringer. It's a long sword.
Yeah, as I say, we're not trading that Dongbringer. That's saved our bacon.
Yeah, any
I
weapon.
have a +2 longsword, but that's pretty good. I'm not really hankering for a replacement.
I could trade the greatsword for another sword.
Well, this
Let's
is
do it.
any sword, meaning if you pull it out and you want to replace your greatsword with a greatsword, it will become a greatsword. Is that clear?
Um,
I say
mostly, will it become a better greatsword? Is the question.
That I can't tell you.
I say take the stabby thing, and we'll take our luck with it.
Okay, then I'm going to dump this into the inventory for the party. I'm going to dump this into the fucking. Okay, there we go. Can you see that?
Yes.
It won't go into the inventory. I don't know why. This is the Sword of Wounding. Once per turn, when you hit a creature with an attack using this magic weapon, you can wound the target. At the start of each of the wounded creature's turns, it takes 1d4 necrotic damage for each time you've wounded it, and then make a DC 15 Constitution saving throw, ending the effect of all such wounds on a success. Alternatively, the wounded creature or a creature within 5 feet of it can use an action to make a medicine check, ending the effect of such wounds on a success. But hit points lost to this weapon's damage can be regained only through a short or long rest rather than regeneration, magic, or any other means.
Hey, Malrath, I think that given that you can attack like 4 times a turn now, that would get pretty bad pretty fast for them.
Yeah, as soon as they get their first chance to save, they would have 4 wounds on them, so it'd be 44 necrotic damage.
Oh yeah. Hmm.
I'm also still flexible in it not being a great sword if you want to use a shield still.
Do like Dawnbringer a lot though.
Totally optional. If not, it'll go to Tristan, or not Tristan, I'm sorry, Tazareth, I'm sure.
Yeah, I think I'll pass. It doesn't have any pluses to it.
Mm-mm.
Okay. So this would be a great sword of wounding.
Yeah, let me see if I can find a different entry. That might be why I couldn't drop it. Master's Guide. I think it's here.
Will you let us know what the ring was, just in case?
Oh, yes. A
Yeah.
ring of animal influence.
Oh.
Okay,
Okay.
we chose properly. What were the other items? Just
Hold
so
on a
we
second,
know.
I found it. This goes here. Incidentally, here's what the ring of animal influence does. It has 3 charges, and it regains 1d3 charges at dawn. And while wearing the ring, you can expend one of its charges to cast Animal Friendship, Fear, or Speak with Animals.
Okay.
The leather armor was leather armor of psychic resistance. If you wear that leather armor, you gain resistance to psychic damage. And the last object was the figurine of wondrous power, a bronze griffin. It is a statuette of a beast small enough to fit into a pocket. You can use an action to speak the command word and throw the figurine to a point on the ground within 60 feet of you. The figurine becomes a living creature. If the space where the creature would appear is occupied by other creatures or objects, or if there isn't enough space for the creature, the figurine doesn't become a creature. The bronze statuette of a griffin is of a griffin rampant. I'm not sure I'm familiar with that usage of the word. It can become
If you're at all familiar with heraldry, and you know how like on old tabards and such, there was the lion's rampant, and it looked like it was
mauling.
it had its yeah, it looked like it was rearing up and its claws were ready to do stuff. So griffin rampant is like that.
Gotcha. Old usage. It can become a griffin for up to 6 hours. Once it has been used, it can't be used again until 5 days have passed. It is friendly to you and all of your companions. It understands your languages and obeys your spoken commands. If you issue no commands, the creature defends itself but takes no other actions.
Wow. Darn.
So, there you go. Great Sword of Wounding.
Okay. It
Okay.
doesn't have any type or weight or anything.
Really?
So, yeah.
It says 2d6 slashing to me.
Doesn't say a damn thing when I copy.
Oh, you know what? I think I might know why. Tazareth. Inventory. Gee. Great Sword +1, is that it? No, that's an actual Great Sword +1. Where'd it go?
Yeah. That's the one I had.
Unusual Great Sword. There you go. Great Sword of Wounding.
Yay.
And I've equipped it for you while I added it.
Thank you, thank you.
You're welcome.
So
Let's just make sure it made it onto the actions check. And we don't have any other miscellaneous longsword or wounding things. Make sure you sort out your actually I don't know.
yeah, I'm already fully attuned to 3 items is the thing.
Yeah, you're gonna have to drop something. But you can sort that out. I'm gonna continue on with output from this engine. 58.
Hey Melrath, do you want my flame tongue longsword alongside
I'm good.
Oh.
Thank you.
The engine flickers with a blue light and casts fairy fire, targeting everybody left in the room.
Cool.
Ah! Then the engine suddenly begins to play Ride of the Valkyries extremely loudly. And then suddenly and abruptly the music stops. The engine pulls off a Michael Bay Transformers sort of a thing and shrinks down to be about the size of your fist. But the problem is it happens to be suspended over lava and it begins to drop into the pit. In great surprise, you all rush to the edge of the pit, and as you do so, you see that the maze engine opens up a portal back to Arcanus or Mechanus, I should say, and vanishes into it.
Well, at least the demons can't get it.
Nope. And it killed one, and then you killed another, and now you're down 2 demon lords. So that's like real progress. At this point, you have all of the pieces of equipment, or sorry, pieces of the recipe that you need to create the Dark Heart. So the party's going to make their way back to whatchamacallit, the tower, and I'm distracted because I'm giving you all a long rest.
Roost.
Long rest. Long rest. Okay. I believe everybody is now rested. Okay, so I covered all those things. Let me make sure I didn't leave any extra notes off that I might have forgotten. Okay. Once you make it back to the tower and drop off the rest of the recipe, wow, I've forgotten his fucking name. Hold on a second, I just gotta flip back. Viserion? I think it's Viserion. Yes,
Yeah.
Viserion. When you show up and you dump all the remaining items that he needs onto his table, his eyes grow quite wide. Well, that was a successful shopping trip. You all don't
Yeah,
look that much worse for the wear.
we killed 2 demon lords while we were at it.
His eyes stay quite wide. Well, it seems that you're as prepared as you need to be to finish off the rest of them then. I guess I'll set to work on this amulet then, huh?
Don't we need the book?
I do still need the book. However, just making this amulet is going to take an excessive amount of time. So I'm going to set to doing that while... Wait a minute. Did you see my assistant grin when you came in?
Did
You
we?
guys sort of look around at each other. Nope, nobody saw him. He must not be back from Menzo Berenson. He's gone ahead, seeing if he can try to find some people he can con into helping us in the city. If you go down 2 floors, there's a seating area. My unseen servants will provide you with food and drink, and just rest up until he returns. So the party goes down, seats themselves in the area. Sure enough, unseen servants provide food and drink, and you have some strange sort of tea that seems to be made out of wet fungal spores. You're all eyeing it kind of suspiciously and holding the hot beverage in your hand when suddenly there is a massive psychic whine that causes you to spill the beverage all over yourself. As the wine resolves, you suddenly hear the familiar and flat tones of Basidia. And a vision from Basidia himself occurs. I need to flip
Who's
through.
Basidia?
The Spore Sovereign that you assisted at Neverlight Grove.
Oh, he's still alive. Yay.
A soft glowing light arises from ahead, emanating from a great, vast cavern. The entire surface of the cavern, floor, wall, ceiling, is blanketed in moss and fungi in all shades of white and soft pastels of pink, violet, green, and pale blue. The diffuse light of that the mushrooms shred makes the vista waver as if seen through mist. Aramikos, a voice says in your head, and you turn to see a Myconid sovereign standing behind you where there was none before. recognizing Basidia of Neverlight Grove. The largest and greatest being of our world, the Myconid says sadly. All that you see before you is Aramikos, and all this and much more. All is in danger from the corruption that will claim the whole of the world if you do not help us. By connecting with Aramikos, I can create a portal to bring you here. Please come now. Okay.
It seems we've got a demon lord to deal with.
And so I've dealt with that. Pick up on page 211. So, true to his word, there is a ripple in the air, and there is a sudden force, almost similar to gravity, that one by one plucks you out of your chairs and tosses you through an endless shimmery void. You
How many
are
mushrooms have we smoked prior to going through this?
well, it's
process?
funny. You didn't drink the tea, but maybe it absorbs through the skin. Regardless, you you find yourselves on a plateau. Basidia is there. You are dumped out of the portal that you had entered a lot less roughly than you are used to traveling. Um, and Basidia doesn't give you much time to sort of gain your ground. Um, My friends, look behind you, and he waves his hand. There is a massive, massive army of myconids, both adults and sprouts. There are awakened Zerkwoods. There are bridesmaids of Zugtamoy, as well as the chamberlains that you've also fought before. And they stretch off into the distance as far as you can see, and they are marching ever steadily towards the resting place of Aramikos. You can even see the towering, lumbering, swaying figure of Zugtamoy herself. Um, even in order to protect you, Zugtamoy is spreading her spores, and every creature infected with her is further spreading her spores, adding to her wedding procession. I have special rapport spores that will enable you to interact with Aramikos itself. You must go into its mind to help rid it of its demonic influence. These spores will protect you from Zugtamoy's influence for a short time, but you must act quickly. And even as the Myconid sovereign's thoughts fill your mind, you become aware of a faint hissing and fizzing sound. The fungus around you dissolves to a formless goo as something moves in the undergrowth to surround you. Do, do, do. Whoop. Okay. I need to grab from here. And this is here, here, here. Okay, un-ID those. Perfect. Okay. I'm going to put you guys on the map as always. Let's see here. Bloop. 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 That's weird. Why did it delete Tristan when I put down Malrath? Nope, Bob's not here. Sheol Guardian. Tazarath. And Snake. And actually, I'm going to move you guys more or less here to the center. And then I'm going to silence what is making noise.
I think we're missing Malrath.
Are we?
Yes.
Again. That's irritating. Boop and boop. And Melrath. Why do you keep vanishing on me? And then
Also, Snake is paralyzed for some reason.
probably a result of the previous battle. There we go. And set the rounds to 1. And then I just need to here and here. And then bloop. Well, you recognize these creatures. It is a pair of black puddings. They slither through the undergrowth, making their way straight towards you. Um, the Myconids fall back, desperate to protect Sovereign Basidia. Please, please protect us. Yeah. So everybody roll initiative.
Oh, let me roll my 2d20s to report it real fast.
Okay.
Decent enough.
Oh, and you already rolled initiative. That's sorry, that's what I thought I was waiting for. Okay, so we have everybody in order. So Fixer Upper, you are first.
These have been identified priorly, so do you want me to roll again, or I just wanted to know what they were, if they were weak or strong against anything.
They have immunities to acid, cold, lightning, and slashing.
Okay.
And they can't be blinded, charmed, deafened, exhausted, frightened, or prone. Yeah, so there you go.
Well, I have the long sword in my hand right now, so I'm going to switch that to the Mace of Disruption. And well, actually, the Warhammer is better than the Mace of Disruption for this, so I'll switch to that as my main in action, and as my bonus action, I'll create Spiritual Weapon.
Okay, let me grab a token. Oh, that's not right. Tokens rules that. Where's the monster manual? Here we go. Okay, place it wherever you like. Okay, and roll your to hit.
That's number 2. Okay.
All right, you get a hit. Excellent. So you've dealt some psychic damage to the ooze. The black pudding splashes out corrosive material, but of course the sword is made of nothing but force, so it is unaffected by the acid. Next up is that black pudding. When the black pudding starts its turn, the impacted area actually knits itself back together.
That's the regeneration.
And is going to move like so. And he will... Okay. He fires off a pseudopod, but misses. Next up is Snake.
Were the earlier black puddings regenerating? I'm unfamiliar.
They were not.
Okay, can I roll to identify that?
It just is a variation on a standard black pudding is the answer.
Okay, so we don't know the specifics of the regeneration?
No.
Okay. All right. Well, fireballs have never hurt anything.
Well, I think it might hurt Fixer Upper Tristan and Tazarath, perhaps.
Oh, I'll just put it behind.
Oh, okay. It's
Just
kind of
to
you not to
incap-
catch your allies this time.
Since when did I do that?
Oh, just that one time.
All right, so
It was
I
consensual.
am.
I was saying it was consensual at the time.
All right, you're up. Wait a minute. That is fucked up. Please don't. Oh my god, why is it doing that? Okay, so when I try to target Black Pudding 1, it instead targets Bob. Watch. Can you see under Snake? Bob. There he is. It's so fucked up.
It was doing that last game too.
Oh my god, it's still... I can't. Like,
Is it possible to remove him from that list?
Try removing Bob from the initiative, the combat tracker.
I'm afraid of what's going to happen if I do this, but... Okay.
Holy crap, it thought the regenerating black pudding was Bob.
Well, then... I think something's not right here. Let me delete that token. And try replacing... God damn it. Okay. Did that work? Holy crap, it worked. I don't know how I did that.
It thought the black pudding was Bob. That's
Yeah.
probably why Tazarath kept getting ganked in the last battle. I thought the demon lord was Tazarath.
And I actually... Can I put him back in the initiative tracker now? Yeah, that works. Anyways, right, now that mystery has been solved, Snake, you're all set.
Okay, so I'm spending a sorcerer point to empower this.
Okay.
I'm also going to spend... What to spend? Sure, I'll go up a spell level. So that
You're gonna
means when I grab the dice, I just add 1, correct?
I believe so.
Yeah. So I'm just angling this to not hit allies. I don't
Yeah,
need to draw it, do I?
No, the black puddings are so large it's easy.
Right, okay. So I'm just going to roll this in the chat.
Yep.
Also, did you take your new spells, Snake?
I did. I took Firestorm, of course.
Really?
I'm surprised you didn't take delayed blast fireball.
Well, something besides Fireball. Yes. All right. Okay.
Okay, so they both fail.
Added 1.
Excellent.
All right, so I have the ability to reroll up to 6 now, thanks to your Maze Engine bonus. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to reroll 1, 2, 3, 4 of them.
Can you remind me of what bonus this is you're talking about?
Empowered. It's a sorcerer ability for rerolling damage up to the number of up to your maximum casting stat.
I understand. Okay, I'm with you now. Go ahead.
All right, so I'm going to roll 4 for the 2s because I don't get 1s, remember?
Yep.
Yeah, I guess I have to just do 4d6. Okay. Wow.
Okay, well,
So I get stuck with the same anyway.
Yeah, it's the exact same roll, so I'm not going to adjust anything.
Okay.
Wow. That said, the fire seems to have caused the sort of skin of the black pudding to sizzle and pop. So it seems to have had an effect.
Good.
I will clear the targeting and move on to Shield Guardian.
Shield Guardian, while not being sentient or sapient, remembers these things and is going to back the fuck away.
Wise move, Shield Guardian.
You can move right about there.
Okay.
And that's his turn.
Tristan. What will
Okay,
you
Tristan
do?
is going to move here. And then he is going to use one of his brand new spells.
Okay.
It's called Sunbeam.
Ooh. I'm jealous. I didn't get Sunbeam. I didn't have the ability to get it. I guess it's just Wizard.
This sucks for a kobold because I've got sunlight sensitivity and this is actual sunlight,
Right.
but I'm not actually attacking, so it doesn't matter. Could you
Hmm.
target both of the slimes? It's a straight line, 60 foot long.
Okay. Just for reference, if you guys are watching on the combat tracker, next to the skull, there's a bullseye. If you click that, it pulls up the targeting thing, and then there's a crosshairs. So when I grab that crosshairs, I drag and drop onto the pudding, and then I drag and drop onto the other one, and that's how I target.
I actually don't have that on my combat tracker.
That is irritating. Okay, no problem. You're all targeted.
Okay, and they should have disadvantage on this because they're oozes, because there are only two types that have disadvantage on this, and that's undead and oozes.
Okay, well, I'm gonna hope that they properly roll this.
It's sunburst, right?
No, sunbeam.
It is
It's
Sunbeam.
Oh, it says sunburst on this.
They did not have disadvantage, but they failed anyway, so win. Okay.
and they're both blinded.
They cannot be blinded.
Damn it.
I did list that. Um, this is radiant damage, right? Yeah, radiant damage. So after the fireball impacts, Tristan circles around and then holds out his hand and kind of faces his, covers his face with his other hand and then fires off a sunbeam from the palm of his hand. As the brilliant bright beam of light flashes out, it sears a massive cavity into the black puddings and impacts the wall as well. They now are making some very different sizzling and popping noises. Life is not good for black puddings.
And then I'm going to use the rest of my movement to move back down one. And by the way, this is a concentration spell, so I've got it for 9 more turns.
Sunbeam?
Yep.
Wait.
You hold it in your hand for a minute.
That's
And you can create a new line of radiance as your action on any turn until the spell ends.
Line.
I'm not even allowed to click on that.
Yep. Actually, here's the. Oh,
It is a sorcerer spell, by the way.
Yeah, at level 8.
Oh, wow. Yikes.
Okay. Well, anyways, I'm cool with everything that happened. Melra.
All right, I'm just going whale on number 2.
Okay. All right. So because you hit number 2, you instantly are splashed with some acid.
All right.
Okay.
Well,
So
yeah,
you go ahead.
go again.
Yep. All right. So you take another splash of acid. But that. Go ahead and roll your damage.
Yay.
Wait a minute. I think I did the corrosive damage to the ooze. I must have missed it.
Itself.
Yeah. There we go. Okay. Yeah. So you slash even further at the ooze, and you finally breach its structural integrity, and the pudding makes some flopping noises, and then.
All right, and then I'll use my last attack to step forward and stab the last one.
Okay. All
Yeah,
right.
that's my turn.
Tazarath, you are up. Tazarath.
Oh, I'm sorry, I was muted. I can cast a normal spell and then a cantrip, right?
Yeah, ish. So you can cast a normal spell if it is a bonus action, because no cantrips are bonus actions; they are only actions.
Ah, okay, that's right. I'll do something along that line. Oh, wait a second. I've got meta magic, don't I? Quickened.
Oh, there you
Quicken
go.
Yeah, I can burn 2 sorcery points to quicken loans or something. um, sorry, that was terrible.
Yes.
Um,
Yes, it was.
so I'll quicken my free chromatic orb just to get
A double attack.
that.
So
Yeah.
what type of damage are you going to do with your chromatic orb?
I am the
Fire.
god of hellfire, so fire.
Yeah.
Okay.
+9 against that. Really?
Wow, Chris, you were so fast that you weren't even prepared to aim. Your chromatic orb just goes off and impacts some fungus somewhere, starting a small fire. The Myconids look at you accusatorily.
Oh dear.
I will firebolt the thing.
Will you?
Dear diary.
Oh,
Yes.
Yes, I will.
I mean, not despite trying to fail.
Hey, and he killed him.
There you go. It's no demon lord, but I'll take it. You managed to take out both of the oozes. At this point, Basidia speaks up again. Those oozes must be spies for Jubilex. He has become aware of Azuktaboy's plans. You must make haste before both of them descend upon Aramikos. Da, 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 da.
What's the point of gathering them all together if they just keep not doing what we want?
Who?
Like we're eventually going to like call them all together, and it's just going to literally be 3 of them because we keep having to kill them all.
Let's see. It will be Grast, Orcus, um, and
Demogorgon.
Demogorgon, and I feel like
I'm just
there's.
teasing. I'm just teasing. I'm just saying that
Am I forgetting someone? Well,
the entire point we're doing all this, but we're just going to take them out one by one.
I mean,
You don't
yeah.
want to do the alternative, I imagine. So,
You want to make it to level 15, right?
oh, that too. Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Suddenly, all of the complaining ceases. So at this point, you set out. Da, 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 da. The pastel colors of fungi transform the caverns you pass through
Trippy.
into softly glowing meadows. The floor is spongy, and the myconid spores are making you start to feel drowsy. At least you hope that's what's behind that strange sensation. And then you feel the ground beneath you shift as something moves. A number of thick, spiky tendrils burst from the ground. Put that there. Let me grab my map. Okay, so we're just gonna.
I'm assuming it's been more than a minute.
Huh?
I'm assuming I lose my concentration spell since it's been more than a minute.
Correct. It's been about
Okay.
5. So I just need to grab the appropriate. Wait, this is not into that one. It's this one, and then found it. Okay, bloop. Are you fucking kidding me? Delete that. Does that do it? Yes, finally. Thank you. Close that. Close that. Close that. And then I will arrange these creatures. And that's 2, right? And then this one goes here. And then bloop. So 2 fungal creatures rise up, and they look kind of like big bags of mucus. But anyways, you guys need to roll a fresh initiative, so go ahead and do that.
There we go.
As usual, I'm towards the end.
Mm-hmm. Okay. This time Tristan will start us out.
I would like to identify one of the creatures.
It'll be a nature check. Oh, you smarty pants. Okay. Otyugh, I think. I've never known how to pronounce
They're hideous, is what they are.
Oh, they are. Actual Otyugh are awful. Well, I'm sorry. I'm gonna not use the pretty terms that they use in D&D. These are shit monsters. Normally they live in sewers.
Oh, them.
Yeah, yeah. And they try to secure and drown any creature that wanders into such spaces, and they feed on the feces of entire cities. In this particular case, while they resemble Otyughs, they are made up entirely out of fungus. So I'm sorry, Scott was suddenly talking as if to me. Anyways, so let's see. They don't, as far as you know, have any particular resistances, vulnerabilities, or immunities. Um, they have the ability to do dark vision, and then for the most part, just looking at the picture, I think you have an idea of what kind of attacks they're going to do. And there you go.
Can they fling shit?
Fortunately, no. They do mostly eat it. Also, there's no shit to fling. Tristan, you're up.
Okay. I'm going to zap it with. Probably a She wasn't just checking something out.
In my other group, there's a player that has Witch Bolt, and every time he zaps things with it, he says, "Snitches get witches."
Okay, scorching ray it is.
Okay, who are you targeting? Both of them?
Nah, just number 2.
Number 2. Let me see here. There you go. Ooh. Okay. Okay, 2 out of 3 ain't bad. Okay. All right. You fire off your 3 rays. One of them goes wide, but the other 2 find their mark, and you impact some smoking craters into the fungal flesh.
Then I move.
Okay. Fixer Upper, you're up.
When in doubt, create a spiritual weapon because it's a bonus action.
Ah, God damn it! I knew I shouldn't have got rid of that token.
Sorry, I should have said something.
Nah, it's okay. Sword. Bloop. I'm just gonna put it here. You can move it if you want to.
And then obviously, so which number is that? It is
2.
2. Okay. Ooh.
Oh, critical hit. Roll your damage.
Is it automatic or do I have to do it?
It's
I forget
automatic.
for spiritual. Okay.
Also, cool. I'd like everybody to take a moment, look away from combat. You know where the party sheet and combat tracker are, right?
Mm-hmm.
Look until you see the small button that has the plus and the minus on it, and click that. When you open this up, you can actually modify your own damage to initiate criticals. So if something was, helpless, I think I forget what the status is, but helpless, you could force a critical against it by clicking critical and then rolling your damage. You can also click max to just do max damage because there's some things that do that. And if you need to account for vulnerabilities or something and the program isn't working, you can click half. And
I'm not sure we can because I'm not seeing any of this.
I think that's all on your side, Alex.
oh, all right, never mind.
Yeah, I don't see anything either.
Is there
Oh
nothing
well.
in the modifiers at all?
So do you want me to just take a screenshot of my combat tracker and send it to you?
Well, no, it's not in the combat tracker. There's a separate window that opens up and says modifiers.
No, it doesn't. Not for us.
Oh, okay.
I I see what Alex is talking about. In the top right, there's those like 7 buttons. There's that plus minus sign in the like bottom left.
Oh, okay.
I knew it was
Oh,
there.
I see what you're talking about.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
discovered this yesterday while I was teaching Brandon how to use the software. And so there's all sorts of stuff that's in here. Now, the cover and superior cover, if you look down at the bottom, the -2 and the -5, that's cover, and then the -5 is superior cover. So when you click those and you know that an enemy has cover, that's what it's applying there. And I think that opportunity, I'm not quite sure what that marks because we don't actually keep track of actions in the game tracker. So, but anyways, I wanted you to know that the modifiers were here because it gives us more flexibility to fiddle around with how things are supposed to go. So now you can actually roll all 3 attacks if you want to and apply a critical to one of them.
Sweet.
Cool. So with
Awesome.
that set aside, hey Melrath, it isn't actually your turn.
Oh, I
No,
was
he's
just rolling because I clicked
practicing
it.
critical.
Yeah, I was saying if I got the right turn or not.
Oh, okay. It doesn't look like it applied to anyone, but awesome. Anyways, the spiritual weapon blinks into existence and catches the fungal creature off guard. You strike it at a particularly vulnerable point and then move in to attack.
I'm using double attack, of
Okay.
course. Number 2.
You hit. Ooh, you guys and their ones today.
As long as we're using him now, not on Ziggy.
All right. I also I'm actually remembered this as a class benefit, is I get to roll a die again on one of my attacks a turn. So
Okay.
I'm just gonna roll. What is it? It's a D8, so I'm gonna roll a D8.
All right, I'm all prepared to subtract damage.
Okay.
Oh, you mean on the first roll?
One roll per a turn for an attack. So
Okay,
if I
so you're
had
re-rolling the
hit on
2.
both, I can only roll on one.
Right, but you're re-rolling the 2, right?
Yes.
Oh,
Well, you rolling the damage. You can't re-roll the attack.
no, I'm with you. I did not notice that the second attack had missed right away. So that's 2 additional points of damage. Okay. All right. Anything else?
Nope.
Okay. Next up is audio 2. Um, let's see here. Let's see here. Okay. It turns on. Can I? Ooh. Well. Okay. Shield Guardian is going to get an attack of opportunity. The creature's going to shift up here, and then shift over to here.
Okay, 1 second.
Yep. And I just, while you're doing that, I'm going to check and make sure I got it. 5, 10, or 5, 10.
Oh shit, he's
15.
only hit. He should only hit once, but both hit. So
Okay. Okay. Then throw your damage in there. All right, so the Shield Guardian gets an attack off as the creature retreats. When it moves around, it starts out by trying to bite Snake, but Snake is too fast for it. So instead, it tries to lash at it with its tentacles. One hits, and the second one misses.
And so it's the 25 was the attack.
Yes.
Okay, so that'll hit no matter what.
Okay. You are wounded by the tentacle, and you also become grappled by the attack. So you
Lovely.
are now restrained. Next up is the other Otyugh. Um, hmm. Actually, Oh, this is perfect. Okay, so it first starts out by trying to bite Tazarath. Misses.
Oh,
And then it lashes out a tentacle against Snake. And then lashes out another tentacle against Snake. And it also hits.
All right, I'm shielding against that.
Okay.
Or can I not? Because I'm grappled.
Restrained, I don't believe, prevents you. I'm pulling up the conditions right now. Grappled. It just affects your ability to move. It doesn't prevent you
Okay.
from casting.
Is he grappled or restrained?
He's grappled. Hold on a second. If the target is medium smaller, it is grappled and restrained until the end of the grapple. So let me scroll down to restrained. Restrained creature's speed becomes 0. Attack rolls against the creature have advantage. That's interesting. That was not part of they did not do that properly. That's okay. I can fix it. Attack rolls against the creature have advantage, and the creature's attack rolls have disadvantage. So keep that in mind. If you have anything that does saves, that would be advantageous. And then the creature has disadvantage on dexterity saving throws, which I think makes sense. I think this is it. So if I grab this one and then find Snake, there you go. Now you're restrained. But anyways, so it hits with one tentacle, and then
I shielded the second one. Okay.
oh no, I'm sorry. It only hit with one tentacle. So if you shielded against a 22, then you're set. So I will.
Yeah, I was referring to the 25.
Okay.
Yeah,
Let
but
me
I
see
shielded
here.
the 22.
Snake. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so we're all set then. Now it is Snake's turn.
Okay,
If you can
so
teleport like Misty Step, that will allow you to get out of the restrained and grapple.
cool. That's just a bonus action. So I'll use up my second level spell, go 30 feet away.
Okay. You reposition yourself, and I'll get rid of your conditions.
Okay.
All right. The audience tentacles fall slack as there is nothing left that they are holding on to.
Cool. So I'm going to make this fireball careful, so I don't end up hitting Melrath and Tazarath as much as I might want to.
Oh. Yeah, go ahead. I can take half from it.
Nah, it's just a sorcerer point. It's not a big deal. I have a lot of them.
Well, yeah. Even if they succeed, though, they'll still take half damage.
Quarter in my case.
Fair enough.
It's whatever. So can I just roll this? Assuming, yeah, I'm taking the sorcerer point away for careful.
I'm so sorry. Can you roll what?
Can I roll in the chat for the two Otugs targeted?
Oh, give me just a second. I'm sorry. My phone started
Okay.
blowing up and I didn't know what was going on.
All right. That's fine.
There we go. You're all targeted.
Okay. So I use the sorcerer point to go from 13 to 12. Excuse me, 12 to 11 because I already used one.
Mm-hmm.
Just to make it careful. And nice.
Ooh, that is unfortunate.
Wow, these rolls have been so good.
Wait a minute. With Fireball, since it's a circle, can't you kind of not exclude other people from it?
That's why he's using careful. Tazarath and
Oh,
Malrath
oh. Okay, yeah.
automatically save.
Yeah, I
All
think
for a whopping 19 damage, by the way. But
19. Oh, let me add. And oh, actually, that 19 damage was enough to put one of them into bloodied.
yippee skippy.
Awesome. Anything else? You can move now as well if you want to.
Oh yeah, I guess I could move. Sure, I'll move over here.
So I think Tazarath would only take a quarter of that, and Melrath would take half of it.
Yeah, if I hadn't.
Yeah, he used careful, so we didn't take any.
No, you'd still take damage. You just succeed the saving throw. Careful doesn't remove the damage completely. Just means you automatically succeed the saving throw.
Oh, okay. Then in that case,
I will
I'm not.
take a whopping 5 damage.
Yeah, I'm going to use absorb elements. So I'll only take 5 too.
Okay. So I'm gonna modify. Wait, Chris, did you already modify your temp?
Yeah, well, I didn't have a temp, so yeah, I did. I added woundedness.
Okay. I was looking in the wrong column. And Melrath has his, so we're good.
Careful's really a waste in that case.
It can be. I mean, a quarter damage to Tazarath though is pretty freaking good. So like you can set yourself up for success later.
Yeah, it would have been less of a waste if I had rolled better.
Well,
True
also, if you have a party member that has evasion, then presumably since they automatically save, they just wouldn't take damage.
It's also really good for save or suck spells that do nothing on a failure. Nothing on a
Certainly.
succeeded.
Sheol Guardian is up.
He's just gonna do him twice with his fists.
So he hits
And
twice for exactly the same amount of damage. So piston fist twice in a row. The Atiug reels from the blows. Melrath is up.
Rocket punch.
I'm going to wail on number 2.
Holy crap, it's Blitzcrank. I didn't even realize it until now.
Actually, I was doing Sentinel from Marvel, but
Nice, you hit on it too.
Well, Rocket Punch is the name of one of his attacks.
And
I
there's going to be an extra d6 on that of fire damage.
Oh, just
which-
roll a d6 and I'll add it to him.
Yeah.
Okay. D6, and that was on 2, right?
Yeah.
Okay. It's on.
Right, and then I'm just going to keep wailing if it lets me roll.
You hit? Man, it is hard for you guys to miss at this point.
He can only miss with a 1.
Excellent. You take down one of the Atiugs.
Alright, and with my last attack, I'll go hit the last one.
Okay. Another hit. And another set of damage. Awesome. Tazarath, you are up and right in position.
okay. Let me remove the other great sword, which doesn't exist anymore. Great sword of wounding. I'm gonna attack this bastard
Okay. That's a hit.
and use up a second level slot to smite.
Okay.
So it's 2d6, 3d8, and 4.
Mm-hmm. He's bloodied.
Okay. And
Oh, you know
another
what?
attack.
I just realized.
What?
I'm going to add wound counters. Okay, go ahead.
Good thinking. Although it's probably moot because that's a.
Okay. Oops. Made that-
If I use smite is doubled too, right?
Yes.
Okay. First level smite. Normal chopping.
Mm-hmm.
4d8. That's a lot.
Chris, did you use a lesser spell slot or something? Because you rolled
I
3d8 for the last one. If you doubled it, it would be 68, not 4.
Yeah, I know. I used the second level smite and then a first level smite, which got doubled by crit.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Yeah. Go. Then we're all set. So I'm just gonna apply this. Wow, that was a very successful turn. So it has 2 stacks of wound on it.
Yep, it has 2 wounds. I have a bonus action left, don't I?
Yes.
What do I have for bonus actions that are not going to use up more spell slots?
Can you quicken a cantrip?
You know, I can. and that'll cost me, I believe, 1.
Sorcery point.
Yeah.
Go for
Well,
it
no, it'll cost me 2. So I can do that to any of my spells.
if you want.
I'll end my turn.
Okay.
I
s-
trust Tristan and Fixer Upper to finish this. Oh, actually, no. You know what? I take that back. I'm going to use two quicken points.
Just have to get this kill.
No. I'm going to prepare us for good times. I'm going to
Okay.
use a 4th level spell slot, quickened, to cast Aid, and give 15 temporary hit points each to Tristan, Fixer Upper, and Snake. Because always shield, never die, and it lasts for a frickin' while.
Okay.
Okay. All
That's
right.
my turn.
So we're gonna go back up to Tristan. Oh, Tristan. Oh, there it is. All right.
Done.
Dong.
The funeral bell tolls for thee. So the Otyug is taken out. The creature bursts like an overfull wineskin, releasing a clear ichor and a cloud of dusty spores. The deflating bulk of its body sinks back beneath the shimmering fungal field where you stand. Your vision starts to swim, and you feel dizzy and faint. Your limbs are numb, and your legs no longer support you.
I'm going to cast Gust real quick to try and blow the spores away.
How about you make a Arcana or Nature check first?
It's a shitty roll either way.
Okay. Based on those rolls, Tristan is able to confirm that the characters are in no physical danger, but are in fact entering rapport with Aramikos. You become paralyzed as the myconid spores fully take effect, and you all collapse harmlessly into the soft surface of Aramikos, its fungus quickly spreading across you as the rapport begins. You are floating, weightless, adrift. A gray silvery light spreads around you like the dawn of a cloudy day, illuminating a peculiar realm. All of you are floating in a silvery haze that shimmers with swirls of colors. Objects drift past in the distance, but whether they are small stones or rocks the size of mountains, you can't say for certain. Your moment of reverie is broken by the sound of Basidia's voice in your mind. It begins. Through your link with Basidia, you sense Zugtamoy's wedding ceremony has begun. Receiving the Myconid's impressions, you become aware of a huge crowd of fungal creatures and spore servants, hundreds, perhaps thousands of them, watching as the grotesque procession makes its way through them. Myconids of all sizes caper madly before a troop of giant animated mushrooms bearing a mossy litter upon which sits the demon queen of fungi in all of her terrible splendor. Zugtamoy is draped and veiled in molds and fruiting mushrooms woven into a grotesque gown. Vaguely humanoid figures set with clusters of luminescent lichen and tumescent fungal growths follow her like bridesmaids, carrying a veil and a train of lacy mycelia. Stepping off the litter as her followers set it down, the demon queen of fungi rises to a tower above all of the creatures around her. My betrothed, she intones. The meaning of her words are clear within the vision. I am here at last. Um, so you also, because of your excellent roll, believe that you are currently located on the astral plane. Um, the astral plane, of course, is a space of the mind. You all begin to feel a psychic pull in a certain direction. That you sense must be the consciousness of Aramikos. Your movement speed is now equal to 3 times your intelligence score, instead of what is normally on your character sheet. The character's thoughts draw you towards a distant floating object. It appears to be a hemisphere until its slow rotation reveals its true form. A giant skull, missing its jawbone, formed out of some kind of pale rock. As the characters draw closer, the skull reveals itself to be the size of a small mountain. Its surface is covered in lichens and broad patches of mold, the colors resembling those of Aramikos on the material plane. Through the empty eye sockets of the skull, you can see that its interior is hollow and filled with a bewildering variety of giant fungi. Tendrils and other growths extend outward, twinning together to form a mass suspended in the middle of the open space, a brain-shaped fungus the size of a castle. The closer that you come to the floating skull, the more strongly you feel a presence, the mind of Aramikos to which you are now linked. That consciousness is largely unaware of you. It seems to have been lulled by the insidious influence of Zugtamoy and unable to resist the Demon Queen's presence. As you approach the skull, a thundering voice shouts in your mind, "Who dares? Who dares disturb my intended nuptials?" Spores and tendrils erupt from the surface of the skull, coalescing before your eyes into the image of the demon queen of fungi, her dead eyes glaring with inhuman fury. Um, As she says this, it seems that the split in her attention works in your favor. You see the face of Zugtamoy suddenly reel to the side as if she had been socked in the jaw. And she turns away to glance at something that you can't see, and she hisses the name Jubilex like a curse, and then recoils again, and her image vanishes. As the psychic din awakens Aramikos from its trance, the shimmering colors piercing the silver of the astral plane flare even brighter. You now have entered full rapport with Aramikos. The entity speaks in concepts, not actual words. It indicates that Zugtamoy has infected its mind with her demonic influence, and it can feel that influence growing in strength. It's only a matter of time before it falls to the Demon Queen's will. Focused but fearful, the entity asks all of you to fly in and cut out and destroy the diseased part of its mind before it's too late. You are all guided to the far side of the suspended fungus cluster inside the skull, where a dark mass is spreading. Roll initiative.
I rolled well once.
I think. Okay. Is it this one? No, I think it's this one. Okay. Yes. Okay, so everybody's rolled initiative. Now I just have to put this thing onto the field, and I think I can close that, move this here, and I'm going to place this right about here and make it visible. Actually, I'm going to move this right about here. So remember, of course, you're inside of the skull of this creature. So I'm going to be creating a pointer that is a giant circle. And that is to help indicate the fact that you are, within this particular space. So no moving outside of these boundaries. And Zugtamoy's influence is at the center of it. So Snake will now be located here. Shield Guardian cannot be present for this particular encounter because it has no mind. And also your spiritual weapon, of course, is not present. It is on the material plane. So with everyone having rolled initiative, Tristan, you are up first.
Okay, I'm going to start out with.
Oh, wait, I'm so sorry. Before we start, is everybody comfortable with where they are? You do have the option of moving if you want to be like on the perimeter or something.
I'm okay where I am.
Okay, so long as you're in a square that is orange, you're fine. Okay, go ahead, Tristan.
First thing first, pinpointing on him, I'm going to use Synaptic Static.
Oh, how flavorful. Fire away.
And actually, because I don't know what... If I tell you with Portent it rolls a 2, do I get to know what its bonus to its intelligence is? By knowing the full roll or not?
No, I'll just tell you whether it succeeds or fails.
Boo. Alright, well, I might as well try without it then.
Okay. It fails.
Yay.
Huh.
Oh,
Vulnerable to
it's
psychic.
vulnerable to psychic damage.
No.
Nice!
And it takes incredibly heavy damage.
Also, after a failed save, a target has muddled thoughts for 1 minute. During that time, it rolls a d6 and subtracts the number of rolls from all of its attack rolls and ability checks, as well as its constitution saving throws to maintain concentration.
Excellent. That was extraordinarily effective as an opening play. Tazarath, follow it up.
It can make an intelligence saving throw at the end of each of its turn, ending the effect on a success, but
Okay.
Okay. I believe it's time for Mind Spike. Third level slot. That's 3d8 plus 1d6. Strangely enough. And it has what, disadvantage on wisdom saves?
no, it just has a d6 minus its attack rolls and its ability checks. So
Yeah, so if you make any
Uh-huh.
saving throw related things, then I'm going to roll a d6 and subtract from whatever it gets if it doesn't already fail. Okay, so let me roll a d6. That's -6. That would be a 12. Does 12 fail?
12 fails pretty hard.
Okay, then I want you to roll again basically until Infection of Zugtamoy fails, because I'm still not sure how to modify that one particular roll.
Really?
There you go. Okay, now you
There
can
we
roll your damage.
3d8 plus 1d6, which is doubled also.
Ouch.
Okay, apparently I can't do it like that. There we go. Wow, so the repeated psychic assaults have severely battered the infection. It is almost entirely destroyed in the first 2 turns of combat.
this is what happens when you separate the wizard from his steel bodyguard. The wizard gets angry.
Okay. At this point, Zugtamoy can feel her grasp slipping, and in a moment of desperation, all right. Let's see. Fail, fail, success, fail, fail. And the success was Fixer Upper. Okay. Tristan,
Uh-oh.
Tazarath, Fixer Upper, Melrath, Snake, and then
Always shield, never die.
I can't be
Um,
poisoned, by the way.
who? Snake?
Snake. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Then that is correct. I remember that
also,
now.
was that a magical spell?
It was not. It is
Okay, so it's not.
it's a form of an attack.
Okay.
And you guys are the ones rolling the save, not Zugtamoy, so I don't believe that it's affected by that d6.
Well, I'm talking about the Yuan-Ti thing of advantage against magical resistance.
That would not come into play here either.
Okay, cool.
So now here's the other thing that happens. That was actually Zugtamoy taking a weird bonus action. But additionally, what is the radius on this? 20-foot radius. I'm going to create a second set of pointers. I'm going to have to move this again. Move that to here. Okay. The infection does its best to sprout oily black tentacles that resemble Evard's black tentacles. It's not actually a spell; it's just a similar effect. And so anybody that starts their turn in there is going to have to make a dexterity saving throw or take some bludgeoning damage. Hey, Fixer Upper, guess whose turn it is?
So I have to save against that, I guess.
Yep. Success. I think you take half on a success. Saving throw, or restrained. Okay, starts its turn in the area. Tentacles. Actually, I think you don't take anything at all. I think you just save, and that's that.
Okay.
Cool. So take your turn. Oh, if you end your turn within the space of these tentacles, you will be restrained automatically. No saving throw.
All right. I'll show you. Pretty close to being done for, so I'm just going to use Sacred Flame.
Sacred Flame. All right, make your roll. Okay, so it gets a 4, which obviously fails. So do your multiples of damage. I hope you remembered to add in all the damage for Sacred Flame.
Mm-hmm.
You did. Okay.
Yay.
That's it. That's all it took. As your Sacred Light burns away the last of Zugtamoy's influence, let's see here. Psychic damage, destroy the infected area. The view beyond the bounds of the skull chamber begins to darken. A powerful psychic wind howls through the area. Each creature, I'm just going to make it for you because I can force you to save, is going to make a intelligence saving throw. I've got it. Don't roll anything. Let's see here. Tristan, success. Bob isn't here. Fixer Upper, success. Snake, failure. Melrath, failure. Tazarath, success.
How the hell did I succeed?
Oh, there's some mental effect of psychic wind. I forgot to write down a page number for that. DMG reference manual. This is in chapter 2. Let's see here. Chapter 2, creating a multiverse. Astral plane. Here we go. Colors. Psychic wind. Oh, okay. None of those are actually relevant here. I don't know why they bothered to bring it up. Okay. The rapport ends, and you all awaken once more in your physical bodies.
Are we still poisoned?
No, actually. Let's see here. Well, I'm not sure. I tend to think of poison as a thing that affects the body and not the mind. I'm gonna say no.
I mean, in the end, it's literally whether or not we have Tazrath waste a few points of lay on hand.
Well, it's not just that, but it's kind of that. So, anyways,
I can do that. I've got 40, so going down by 15 on that isn't going to be too taxing.
Right, but it is a matter of time, as I have not finished describing all this nonsense. Let's see here. We got that covered. Right. Okay, so when you awaken, you can hear the sounds and sizzles of a pitched battle occurring. Delete the token. Delete all the pointers. There we go. Do you head towards the battle or flee into the undergrowth?
I mean, I think we're all doing pretty well. Might as well.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree.
Mm-hmm.
So at this point, as you race towards the sounds of battle, You arrive just in time to see the grotesque display of Jubilex slurping up the defeated Zugtamoy into the mass of its body, enveloping and dissolving her before turning its attention on you, the newcomers. So now to battle. To fucking battle. Oh, for Christ's sake, where is the... Sleeper Awakens, that's not it. Fetid Wedding. Victory, defeat. Achieving victory. Here it is. This has to be it. Here. And erase that. And set this to that. And close this, close that, close that. Arrange yourselves on the battlefield in the lower section of the screen, including Shield Guardian. Off of the cave walls, we're still roughly going to use that as the boundaries for the battle.
Oh.
Okay. And he just needs to be fully in a square. Marvelous. Okay, so... I will place this creature here. Let me make sure there's nothing else that needs to be placed. Okay. There is a special condition to this battle. At this point, Basidia rallies 30 of the remaining myconoid adults, as well as another 32 drow spore servants, to fight alongside you. Now, their attacks are incapable of harming the Demon Lord. However, they swarm around him, and once per round, as agreed upon by the players, a character who would be hit by an attack can have a myconid or spore servant take the hit instead.
Cannon fodder.
The myconids also fight off the other oozes that accompany Jubilex, allowing the rest of you to focus only on Jubilex himself. Aramikos at this point awakens, and you can feel the undulation beneath you, and it aids you by releasing spores into the cavern, granting all living creatures in the area immunity to poison damage and the poisoned condition, which works out nicely for what I was trying to get to. So, at this point, we will begin the battle. Everybody roll initiative.
Wait, why do I have disadvantage on initiative?
I don't know, but you would have had an 18 plus 4 would bring you to 22.
Oh, I'm still poisoned, as is Tazarath.
I see.
No, I'm just still poisoned, that's all.
Well, I'm going to set your initiative to the proper number. There you go. So let me set this back to round 1, just in case I need to keep track of effects. And Tristan, you're actually up first.
Where's
Oh.
Drew?
Yeah, I was about to say, where's what I'm aiming at?
There's Juby Butt. Right. What
I
will
have
you
a
do?
question.
Yes.
Does Jubilex count as a ooze, or is he just a demon?
That's a good question. Let me look at his typing. Juby, Juby, Jew. Da, 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 da. Huge fiend, demon.
God damn it, Sunbeam.
I mean, I can't fault you for your thought process on that.
All right, 1 second. Let me check what I have. Well, it worked so well before, so synaptic static time. Sorry, 1 second.
Oh, grab this. Let's see here. What did I put down for him? Decision, special spores, follow the book. Oh, okay. I got that. good. I'm not missing anything. 26 points. And of course, if I had not made it clear, Jubilex is, however, slightly wounded from its battle with Zugtamoy.
And then can I do a religion test just to figure out anything interesting about him?
Yes, you can. Where did it go? 21, I'll get to it in just a second. No, okay. All right. This is not the right size, actually. Hold on a second. Like that. There we go. Jubilex is actually a huge creature, first of all. I had it as large for some weird-ass reason. Let's see here. Jubilex is known to be immune to cold, fire, and lightning. I'm sorry, resistant to cold,
Oh, okay.
fire, and lightning. Big difference. It is
Yes.
immune to poison as well as bludgeoning, piercing, slashing from non-magical weapons. It cannot be blinded, charmed, deafened, exhausted, frightened, grappled, paralyzed, petrified, poisoned, prone, restrained, stunned, or unconscious. Jubilex is known for having a particularly noxious stench, which can poison creatures that draw too close. It is known for having magic resistance. Its attacks are considered magical weapons. It is also known to be able to spider climb, as well as known for regeneration. Where did it go? I closed it somehow. There we go. Anything else it's particularly known for? It's corrosive. Excuse me.
But nothing about acid, or did I mishear that?
Nope, nothing about acid.
Hmm.
Yeah. Let me actually check the Out of the Abyss book just in the off chance that they somehow missed that. No, actually it is. It takes normal damage from acid of all things.
Huh. What did you say about fire?
Resistant.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's resistant.
Well, that's my turn.
Okay. Next up is going to be Snake. Click.
All right. Since I have the fire resistance puncture thing, the fire
Mhm.
adept, whatever it is, I am going to use immolation with the heightened ability. So that's 3 points.
Okay.
Hopefully that counteracts whatever magic resistance he may have.
Well, it just gets advantage on saving throws, so
Yeah.
well, yeah. Maybe you'll get lucky.
So heightened gives him disadvantage against saving throws. So now it's just negated, right?
It
Should be.
should be. However, I don't really have a way to give him disadvantage on that roll, so roll and we'll watch the numbers and see what happens.
Okay.
He's a giant pile of goo. His dex save can't be that bad. Good.
Well, so you dropped to 10, so 14 is really the best you would have gotten, so he succeeds at his saving throw.
Okay.
No,
3
wouldn't he
points.
want wouldn't the 10 have made it succeed because it's his saving throw?
What?
You said he dropped a 10, so is his dex
Yeah, that's
plus
where it gets
9?
confusing.
Is his
Because this
dex...
is
What?
so you said he dropped a 10. A low number for this is good.
Okay. Would a 17 have succeeded?
Yes, because the DC is a 19.
So he would have failed. So then roll until you get a failure, I guess, so that it'll calculate properly.
Okay.
There you go.
All right.
I was worried that would take a while.
Unfortunately, it did not.
Okay, so I'm just going to apply the other points of damage. I just want to make sure my math is not off. Okay, so I need to put. Oh, wait a minute. Well. There we go. Okay. There we go. I have given him the appropriate amounts of damage. What else happens?
Not a whole hell of a lot.
I think he's set on fire, right?
Yeah, he is set on fire, and it's every turn he has to save at the end of his turn, I believe.
Okay.
Or take more damage because this is a concentration thing.
Okay.
So, but it's the end of my turn.
Right. Okay. So Snake, now it's Fixer Upper's turn.
Mm-hmm. Who does more damage? You? I guess Eric does, or Melrath does the most damage on auto attacks, correct?
Yep.
I think so.
He hits the most.
I think so.
Yeah. I'm gonna
Yeah,
give you.
I'm not sure if this is something we want to run up and hit a bunch.
Well, not to encourage you to do that or anything, but I was thinking of giving you Holy Weapon.
I'll pass. Thanks.
Oh, okay.
Eric values being pretty more than he values winning this battle.
I'm very disappointed in you, but okay. Coward. I will.
You're not going to cast it on Tristan? Or not Tristan, Tazarath? I did it again.
Yeah, do you want the power?
Sure.
All right. Brave Tazarath. Brave, stupid Tazarath.
Maybe call him stupid after horrible things happen
after.
to him. Yeah.
After.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna give you the magic touch here. Now this can last an hour. So until the spell ends, your weapon does an additional 2d8 on a hit.
I'm sorry, Holy Weapon, you say?
Yes.
Okay, there is an effect. Wait. I nearly blinded Chris. Wait a minute.
Who said that?
You imbue a weapon you touch with holy power until the spell ends. It's a bonus action dismissed. Okay, if the weapon isn't already magic, on a failed save. So like all the damage and effect stuff is like to be rolled in the event that Chris actually makes contact. Like, so yeah, Chris himself is not blinded, unfortunately. That would be quite funny.
I wasn't planning on blinding him. But,
you know,
but it was a nice bonus, right?
So I'll just drop the effect on him. I guess.
I wouldn't because oh wait, I found the right effect. Okay.
Yeah, there is a damage effect.
Okay. Yeah. Apply that to Chris. It should calculate properly. Okay.
Looks like it did.
Okay. Well, I mean, it would have been more convenient if Chris was blinded because then you could push him into the Demon Lord. But anything else?
His death word should be gone, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of Chris dying,
not to encourage anything, but
yeah, no.
I'm just gonna
poor Chris, the only person to have to make 2 characters.
Soon it will be 3, but that's fine.
I'm just gonna shoot a cantrip because I want magic weapon or holy weapon Chris to deal with melee.
Oh yeah, I bet. Fire away.
Okay.
Obviously, next up will be Melrath and then Jubilex himself.
Oh.
I'm sorry. Melrath, swing.
No thanks. I'm going to stand over here and cast a 3rd level Chromatic Orb of Acid at him.
Oh!
Oh!
Nice.
Wow.
Jubilex is just like, wow.
Holy shit! Wow.
Okay.
Wait a minute.
Critical
That
acid.
didn't get applied to Jubilex properly. There you go.
And it needed to double though, didn't it? Or
Why would it double?
because of crit?
That's actually a solid point. It can't be an even number. Or, sorry, an uneven number. If it doubled, it should have been... Roll an extra d8 for me.
No, here's the thing. He rolled it as a 3rd level spell, so that should be
Yeah.
5d8, and then that doubled.
Oh, roll me 5 more d8.
Alright. Uh, oh.
God.
Okay.
Oh, Eric.
Why was that cold?
No, it should have been acid.
If it partially resisted the damage,
I got the
then it
math. I got the
that, so-
math. Yeah, it's all fixed up now. Okay. So,
Acid crit.
wait a minute. So you've rolled 15 d8 now.
Yes.
That's not correct. So I'm going to
It
be...
should only be the 10.
Huh?
10 d8s because it crit.
Yeah, for some reason it didn't crit the first time he rolled the dice, and then the second time it's like we're just going to add a crit to this.
Yeah.
Right, but I dragged over the 29 points of damage to Jubilax when it didn't land properly because I thought that was how much damage was supposed to be dealt. So I'm going to be subtracting 29 points of damage, and then the remaining 39 will be left in place.
Okay.
All right. Anything
Oh, and
else?
then
So
to
we're
end
just
my
ignoring
turn,
the first roll entirely.
Yeah.
I'm just going to use a second wind, so I'll get a 1d10 plus my fire level of life back. So I'll get back a 16 total.
16. Okay. There you go.
And that's my turn.
Now it is... Oh, on the end of your turn, Jubilex uses...
Keep in mind he has the D6 penalty until the start of his turn.
Well, that's the save that Melrath has
Oh yeah,
to
that
roll.
doesn't.
So.
Yeah. Ooh, poor Melrath.
He returns the acid with a splash against you as well.
Oh no.
I know, right? The terror. Let's see here. So,
Creeping terror.
40 turn clock.
Oh! I have to roll a die. Nope. And then, okay. He has a region 10. Here. And
Oh, have him make an intelligence save at the beginning of his turn, just to see if he snaps out of synaptic stuff.
I thought that was at the end of his turn.
Nope, it's at the beginning. Kind of sucks, but it's a really good effect.
He gets a 19.
That is not enough. Yay.
Hold on 1 second. Yeah, he gets a 19. Okay. So, let's see here. He is going to lash out against you. And then I subtract a d6 from that, right?
Yep.
So that is a 19, which I don't think hits you.
Nope, I've got a 21 right now. Actually, I have a 23 because I'm next to my Sheol Guardian.
Okay.
That definitely hits.
Yeah, and I don't think... Yeah, even a 6, that's going to be 28.
Actually, you know what? Yep, nope. Even with shield, I can't do that, so I take the damage.
And then one more. Okay. And he gets -1 to that. So that's 27.
I'm gonna use a spell slot for shield to raise my AC to 28.
Oh, okay. Then you just take 18 points of acid damage as he lashes out repeatedly.
What did I do to you? Oh wait, never mind. Rhetorical question.
Rhetorical question. So, Jublex has taken his turn.
All right, at the end of his turn, he has to save against my effect.
Okay. What is the save I'm supposed to be rolling?
It is Dex.
Dex. Hopefully this will calculate properly. It did not. Let me try modifying it manually. Oh, he gets a 9. That's nowhere near good enough. So he takes 4d6 fire damage.
Mm-hmm.
Roll him. 15 points. No, 7 points of fire damage.
It's 15 though.
Oh, interesting.
Or rather, it should be 15.
Right, because he. I just have to add.
Because my character has fire adept.
Yep, I got it.
Okay.
And so now it is time for Tazarath.
Okay.
All right.
It is time for Tazarath to
Be brave.
impotently waddle into melee range.
Been waiting for this.
Clank, 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 clank.
Okay,
Oh, I'm sorry. Flump, 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 flump.
Okay. Having flumped into melee range, it is time to use the Great Sword of Wounding against a Demon Lord. Okay.
That's a hit.
And this is a double attack. You know what? I'm going to use my actual damage first. And this is going to be a 3rd level spell slot for smiting. So that's 2d6 plus 4 plus the 2d8 from the blessing plus 4d8 from radiant from sorry, I've got the. So this is going to be ridiculous.
Okay.
That's the extra 4d8.
Okay.
Wow.
Apply that to him. He's bloody.
Okay. Second attack is going to be. Oh, he's got 1 wound counter also.
Oh, yes, good. Let me see here. Add wound equals 1. Okay.
Attack number 2.
Mm-hmm.
That also hits.
Wound equals 2.
Gonna burn a 2nd level slot for another smite. That should be another 2. Do I get another 2d8 from the blessing, or did?
Does holy weapon go off multiple times if they have multiple attacks?
It should, but I'm double checking.
I'm looking too.
If weapon attacks made with it, deal an extra 2d8.
Okay. So throw in an extra 2d8.
Extra 2d8 and then an extra 3d8
Nice.
radiant.
Wow.
Okay.
My 2d8 was better than your 3d8.
Yeah. So, that's all that. And having not used any spell slots, well, I've used spell slots, but having not actually cast any spells, I've got a bonus attack of Spiritual Weapon.
Oh, I'm sorry. I have to create a token for that. I was just sitting here waiting for you to do it.
Yeah.
Let me
Now,
see here. This time you will have. What delightful creature can I bring up?
Now, if I use a 4th level slot, it'll do.
Here you go. Here's your weapon.
It'll
It's
do
a flump.
2d8 plus 4. Flump, 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 flump. Okay. This spiritual weapon will be cast using a 4th level slot.
Uh-huh.
And will thus do 2d8 plus 4 force damage instead of 1d8.
Okay.
Oh, hell.
Yes.
Trying to set a record for damage dealt. Jeez.
And now for my 7th critical of the round. Chris, I think
Okay.
you have too many devoted retainers in this deck.
This feels like a Narset deck. You're just playing with yourself the whole time.
Okay, let's make sure I've got everything in place. 2d8 plus 4.
Oh. All right. That is some serious damage you have dished out this round.
Oh, I've used up a good chunk of my spell slots in the process, but
Well,
yeah.
when else are you
It is a
going to
god.
use them?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I've used all of my things. I'm done.
Cool. And isn't he just the coolest token? Let's see here. So, flump, flump, flump. At the end of Tazarath's turn,
So you just dealt 152 damage?
something like that. Okay.
Source it in power.
Well, some of it was my holy power. So whatever.
Literally just blowing everything over. Like I'm done. It's like old school wizards. Like, okay, I'm done. I
Yep.
used it all.
Wait, does this only affect a single target? Ah. Okay. He makes a special attack against Tristan.
That does not hit because I have a 23. Actually, I have a 28 because shield.
28. Okay. Next
Jeez.
up is Sheol Guardian.
He's immune to non-magical bashing, right?
Yeah, but Jubilex's attacks are magical.
No. I'm saying shield guardian. That Jubilex is immune to non-magical bashing, right?
I'm checking through his immunities. Yes.
Okay, shield guardian sits there and looks pretty.
Okay. Skip Bob. Tristan, you're up. Oh, actually, wait a minute. I'm so sorry. On the end of Shield Guardian's turn, Jubilex will also make another attack. See if he can get lucky this time.
Strange noises.
Nope. Go ahead.
Okay. I'm going to upcast Disintegrate,
Okay.
Oh dear.
and I'm just going to use that 2 that I got from my portent to make sure that this lands.
Jubilex attempts to counterspell.
Can I counter his counter spell?
I don't think we go there, do we?
Yeah, we can go there.
Oh no, no! It's last in, first out all over again.
Blue deck.
Yeah.
All right, spend your spell slot.
Let's see. What spell slot is
Well, counter spells at level 3.
Yeah. So, are you gonna upcast it or not?
I'm gonna upcast it at 5th level. I'm gonna
Okay.
use my only 5th level spell slot to counterspell his counter.
You are so fucking blue in this moment. Unless you can tap 6 blue mana, this is countered. Power sink. Roll your dice.
Okay. DC equals 10 plus the spell's level.
You know, it's usually a good idea to let the DM have some fun.
Oh
Just
no,
saying.
it's all about you guys. I'm selfless.
Okay.
Oh, Chris, I don't think that works.
But what that was just a D20. What's his casting modifier?
Yeah, it's a +4.
Okay, so
So that's a 13, and is that enough to counter the counter spell? Was he upcasting his counter spell?
Oh yes.
Okay, then
You made the DM mad. You're damn right he was.
Okay, my
Okay.
counter was not successful.
however, I'm going to try and counterspell.
Oh, we're just gonna go through all the players.
I'm
not
using
going to.
my
I want
one.
the DM to be happy.
I'm not using my 1/7 level splot to have it just go poof. Okay, so let's see here.
I mean,
Oh.
you might still be. We'll see.
You know that the other portent I rolled was a 13.
Mm-hmm.
So 13 plus 6 equals 19.
Mm-hmm.
So I roll a 19.
Okay, you get it. Wait a minute, you can't cast 2 spells in the same turn no matter what. You can't counterspell.
Counterspells are reaction. And yes, you can cast 2 spells. You just can't cast a bonus action spell and a non-cantrip.
Hmm. I'm gonna check that out.
Feel free.
Casting
Poor wounded DM. Just wanted to
2
do something.
spells, 5e. Oh
The
my god, what is going on here? Let's see here. Is it possible to cast
sorcerer
multiple
did
spells in turn?
152 damage to the poor thing.
Just, I've never had an issue.
I just wanted to see what was going to happen. I mean, Fixer Upper would heal whatever it was, but oh well.
Okay.
Too many blue decks are involved.
The other tangent. Okay. It is possible for a caster to cast a spell as a bonus action and another action, and another as an action in one turn, and the conditions are described exactly. So,
But I'm not casting a bonus action spell. The only restriction is when you're casting a bonus action spell, you can only cast a cantrip. Anything else is not under that restriction.
see, but my problem here is you're literally in the middle of casting a spell, which you are somehow pausing to counterspell without an additional set of arms. Do you see why that's confusing?
Ah, 1 second, let me see.
That's my problem. Like, if you weren't casting, I would have no problem with you countering the spell, but you are casting, and that's why I'm having a hard time with it. Nope, that doesn't counter it.
A reaction is an instant.
Countering spells while casting 5e. Can you counter a spell while casting another spell?
Oh, you're right.
I am right, and I'm glad because that makes sense. If I was wrong, I would be very upset with the game.
All right, now I can counter.
Then I'll get my 13 to him instead.
You do what now?
I'm
Well,
going to give my 13 to the other person counterspelling then instead.
okay.
Okay.
So I am counterspelling with Snake because he has the +6 to his.
Well, and I don't think
actually, it doesn't matter.
I don't think the cleric can counterspell, can he?
You're right. He can't. I don't know what I'm thinking here.
Yeah.
So yeah, I will
Alright.
burn a. I'll burn a 6th level spell.
All right, you successfully counter the spell, and now Will can cast.
Okay, 1 second.
We cleared something up though, so that's good.
Yeah, clear something up, and it makes sense, which is not always the case with the rules.
Well, yes, that's true.
No, that's a good point. If I'm already doing verbal, somatic, whatever. I had not even thought of that.
It'd be pretty cool though if you could do that.
Excuse me, spell. I'm just gonna put you over here in a corner. I've got to do something more important.
Now, I just realized that sorcerers, if they do like a skew materials or something like that, they can actually do that shit.
Oh, interesting.
Come on, game. Show me my damage.
Hmm.
I'm assuming with a 2 that he does not pass a DC 20 dex save.
I'm sorry, with a 2?
Yes, my other portent.
No. And now all your portents are used.
Yep.
And a god is probably dead.
Actually,
Yep.
Jubilex uses his legendary resistance,
Oh,
so he succeeds on the saving throw.
Okay, so how much damage does he not take then?
I'm gonna modify that myself. 95 or divided by 2. 48 because we round up. So
Actually, no. On a successful save, it doesn't look like he takes any damage.
from disintegrate.
Yep.
Wow.
Oh,
It
They really
just
nerfed
says on a
Disintegrate.
failed save they take a bunch of damage. It does not say that they take any less damage on a successful save. So hey,
that is
oh well.
that is highly unfortunate. All right.
So how often is a legendary save? Is that like a once in per encounter thing? What was that?
Legendary resistance.
Yeah.
It's relevant for other demon lords, so I can't actually give you that information because it will
Oh,
come
okay.
up more
All right.
later. But
I
I
was
will
just
tell you at
curious.
the end of the adventure if you ask me about it.
I will.
Okay. Anything else,
And
Tristan?
then as my bonus action, I'm going to Misty Step the fuck away.
Hmm.
Are you gonna? There we go. Okay.
I'm done.
Snake, you're up.
All right. I will upcast a fireball with the 7-level spell, and
Tristan has never been so disappointed in his life.
I don't blame you. That was
Why,
tough.
Finger? Why? How did you fail me?
So I'm going to use heightened and empowered, which is 4 of my remaining 8 points. So I'm down to 4.
Mm-hmm.
Heightened to just even it out, I guess. Right? That's how it works.
You tell me. You're the one with the ability. Or
Well,
if you're unsure, I'll look it up.
Well, yeah, it means
Heightened
disadvantage to
spell.
the saving throw.
Okay. Let's see here. Extended heighten. Saving throw, resist effects, disadvantage. Yes. However, the only thing is I'm not quite sure how to give him.
Because he gets advantage on the save normally, right?
Right. How can I give him disadvantage on that? What is the status being affected? Or so what stat? Is it Dex? Is it Con?
It's Dex.
Okay. Then what I'm gonna do is I'm going to give him the condition restrained just for this spell because he's immune.
Why don't you just roll one d? Why don't you just roll one d20 as if normal, and then just ask him if it beats or not.
Okay. So let me add the appropriate modifier. This is for Dex, so okay. Oh, he gets an 8.
Okay, well, yeah, he needed a 19.
Yeah, so that's pretty bad.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so it's just him that's targeted, obviously, because I don't think I'm in a situation where I have to get everyone since he's so big, and yeah, just
There you go. All targeted.
okay.
At least we know meta that he has only 95 hit points left, which means Tazroth will kill him next turn.
Yep.
Quite possibly. I mean, and there's still Melrath left if he wants to be brave and. Okay. And he actually needs to take an additional 24. Let me get my calculator back out. Close that. Open that. Okay. There we go. And anything else, Snake?
Nope.
Okay. Fixer upper, you're up.
Okay, I will just try and melee him because it seemed to work for my buddy over there.
And that's where everything went horribly wrong.
That would be funny.
Oh god. When upon Jubilex's death, he possesses every character in melee range.
There
When they
you go.
attack,
They
Perfect.
become jelly simulacrum for their previous selves. Okay, that's a hit.
I'm rolling my attacks first.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. All right, and then I roll just a D8.
Okay.
Okay.
Apply that to.
All right,
his
Melrath,
hits.
it's all yours.
Stop being a chicken and just hit him.
Before Fixer Upper's turn, or after Fixer Upper's turn ends, let me see here. Is
Nuke Melrath. Don't give him the glory.
Where is it? Holy shit. Here it is. Okay, he's gonna, I don't know, target you. I dare say that will hit.
Yeah.
And you take 13 points of damage.
Okay.
As a wave of acid washes over you. Melrath, now you're up.
Yep, just gonna run up there and smack him a bunch. If I don't kill him, I'll use Action Surge.
How did you get that far?
Well, I can use Misty Step too. I do have 35 move points anyways.
Okay. And there it goes.
Okay.
Okay. Woo.
Avoiding
still-
being poisoned kind of saved our bacon there.
Yes, it
Yeah.
did. Let's see here.
I'm still stunned that Tazarat did that much damage in one turn.
Yeah, I mean, that's the most damage he's dealt the entire game.
I think that's the most damage anyone's dealt in one turn and during the entire game.
That's
Well,
the
I mean-
entire point of a Sorcerer, is just completely explode all of your spell slots in one turn and just deal ridiculous damage.
The 2d8 additional damage did like 30 of that because he got
Yeah.
an 8 and an 8 and then an 8 and a 7. So it's
Yeah,
like, oh,
he was buffed, but still, it was kind of insane.
Okay, so as Melrath slices through the Faceless Lord, he falls and quivers and then kind of dries out in a husk as you can hear some quavering, slurping noise echoing into the distance. It returns to the abyss, never forgetting those who have sent it back. So at this point, you sort of look around the battlefield, and several of the other oozes actually just straight up dry up and die. Not all of them, but a good number. Aramikos is present, but the entity's mind has been damaged by the necessity of cutting away a chunk of its mind from the corruption. And the and Basidia and the other Myconids offer to are melding with Aramikos to try to heal it and guide it back to wholeness. It's not as serious as a death, but this trauma is still going to cause a significant amount of fungal die-off in areas of the creature's domain. You have now pulled off another 2 victories against demon lords. Oh, you already had those.
I want to fight Demogorgon at this point.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, that's going to have to wait until next time. It is 9/12.
Right, but still, I'm looking forward to him.
Well, actually, there's one more thing that you have to do. You're going to have to make your way into Menzo Berenson, secure the ritual book, and then you'll have everything you need to finally take on Demogorgon.
Spoiler alert, the big bad is Demogorgon.
Yeah.
Well, you guys have already said you want to fight him, so I might as well just bring...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if anybody else shows up and it's like, well, now you get to fight Grass, you're all going to be terribly disappointed.
Yeah.
Well, he was like the first one that we saw, so it kind of brings it back full circle.
He's also... is he the most powerful?
I believe he is.
I think he might be tied with one other being. I just got to double check.
Oh, that's disappointing.
He is, actually. He's tied with one other being, Orcus.
Oh, so they'll fight and then we'll just sort of clean up after them?
Yeah, that's all we do. We vulture kill.
Look, in fairness, it's a winning strategy so far.
That's true.
Because Jubilex was severely nerfed, not just by Aramikos, who admittedly turned off 5 abilities. 5 abilities by not allowing you to be poisoned or take poison damage. So that hurt. But anyways, yeah. So
that in the book where it just Aramikos just turns things off.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Jeez, they're just like, hey DM, By the way, we're gonna make this a fair fight, and when I say fair fight, I mean your players are just gonna just stomp on him.
Well, see, that's the thing, though. I have a sneaking suspicion that when they created this, they did not plan on people being like the experts of tactics that you guys are. I think that they sort of like aimed this adventure towards the Derpy McDerperson adventures. People who are not as skilled or
The
otherwise.
people that don't use the abilities their characters have.
Yeah, I mean,